The Old Testament narrative finishes as it has been all the way through the Old Testament, which is the people of Israel really kind of getting it wrong. Uh, Nehemiah goes away for a little bit, and even though we've had, and we've read this in the book, the reading of the law to the people rejoicing, the people repenting, the people promising they'll always obey it. Nehemiah pops off for a few months to visit the king. He comes back again, and that all these reforms that he's put in place have fallen by the wayside. So he tries and sorts out, he tries to sort everything out again. But you can see here, like I mentioned it 2 days ago, that tendency towards awayness that the human heart has. And God's response to it is not to send Nehemiah to sort it all out again, although Nehemiah did a good job. His response ultimately was to come himself and to do something far more drastic. And it's referenced and when we read the prophets, Ezekiel and Isaiah. But God said, look, you are so messed up, you are so obviously incapable of following my laws which I've given to you, that what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my law on your hearts, and I'm going to take out your heart of stone and I'm going to give you a heart of flesh. I'm going to put my spirit in you, and you will be my people. And when Jesus arrives hundreds of years after Nehemiah, that's what he arrives to make that a reality. He comes, God himself as flesh, and then he promises when he ascends to heaven that he will send the Holy Spirit. And that is the role of the Holy Spirit, to make us holy, to make us like Jesus. And it's a journey that he takes us on, and there are definitely times when it's a little bit like, one step forward, two steps back. But ultimately what God does is he makes us new from the inside out. This book acts like a mirror to us. It shows us our tendencies towards behavior, but it also ultimately reveals to us that Jesus is coming in the Old Testament, and that he has arrived in the New Testament, and that his Spirit, which is promised to us all the way through this book, is now living in us to make us holy and to make us new. So let's be encouraged. The God of the Old Testament, the holy, all-powerful creator of the universe, lives in my heart, and he lives in your heart, and he does it to transform us from people who wander away to people who always stay close.